Hello, Meigs County. This is the Meigs County podcast. I'm your host, Keith Klinger. I live in 10 Mile. Just wanted to do a real quick one today. After the last podcast, there was a lot of questions came up. There were some misunderstandings. Also, this is kind of a part two. It was a very long meeting. We were there after 9 o'clock. And I have some additional information for you, too. So I'm just going to dive right into County Commission news and answer some questions. One of the most popular questions I got was, when do we vote on this tax issue, on this tax increase? Voters don't decide on property taxes. The commission gets to decide the property tax rate. The way that property taxes work is when they do a reassessment, your house goes up in value. Every so often they do a reassessment. Your house might go up, might go down, but it usually goes up over time. The state sets a new tax rate. So when your house goes up in value, your tax bill is supposed to remain the same. It is a revenue neutral event. So the county should not gain any additional revenue from the value of your house going up. So what that means is that they have to have, as a separate issue, a tax increase. When, let's say my house is worth $100,000 and then it gets reassessed and it's $200,000, my tax bill should stay the same. And so if you think back over the years, every time you got a tax bill and you thought that your taxes were going up because your house was reassessed, it was actually a separate issue in front of the county commission that they decided to raise your taxes. And here's a quick clip from the May 6th workshop meeting. And here's Commissioner
The final decision on what is done as far as raising taxes is the body's decision. That doesn't fall back to the citizens of the county. I agree with you that the county citizens need to be informed on what is happening. I do agree with that.
But if you're wanting to
As far as
vote on
the county citizens having a voice on whether or not we raise taxes or how much we raise taxes,
I'm saying no.
So it was kind of hard to hear there. So what Commissioner Vaughn said was, and I quote, "As far as the county citizens having a voice on whether or not we raise taxes or how much we raise taxes," and then he gives us a big head shake, "no," end quote. So if you want to have your voice heard on this tax issue, the commission meeting is tomorrow, Thursday, 7 o'clock. I am going to give you some additional information on that at the end of the podcast. So please watch to the end or skip ahead to the end. And I'm going to talk about the county commission meeting tomorrow a little bit more. But I want to get through these questions first. I read the salaries for all the elected positions. Everyone asked, hey, where do I sign up? You can get all the information you need from about running for our election office, from our election office. I think it's the first door on the right when you walk in the county building. Their phone number is 423-334-5866, or you can email the election commission office at meigs.commission@tn.gov. And I'll put a link to the election commission office page, phone number, and email in the posting here. Next question. Do we have a comprehensive list of commissioners that support the jail and raising property taxes? Not all of the commissioners have made public comments on the issue. You can call your commissioner for your district and ask them where they stand. If you do, please let me know, and I'll put it in the podcast if I can verify it from two sources. What I do know is that we need 6 commissioners to vote yes on any of the jail options currently in front of them in order to make it happen. So if those $25 to $30 million jail options get voted yes, you can guess what's going to happen next summer when it comes time to adjust the property tax rate. So I just wanted to clarify that. So there are some that are definitely, yes, I want, we have at least 6 that want a new jail. And then it kind of, when it gets down between them, some of them want the $25 million option, some of them want the $30 million option. But there's definitely enough to pass the vote to get a new jail. So another question that we had is, we've got a lot of elderly residents on a fixed income that simply can't afford this big tax increase. It was a good coincidence that the state comptroller sent a representative, and that takes up about the first hour of the meeting, and it's some really boring stuff. But if you want to watch that, it's about the first hour, maybe 47 minutes of the meeting, but I'll summarize it for you real quick. Meigs County currently participates in a tax relief program where we lower the amount of property tax for qualifying households such as seniors on a fixed income, disabled veterans, and a few others. We lower their property taxes, the state has a fund, and they pay us back the difference. And anyone that wants to get thinks they qualify for that program, it was $37,000 and change for the household income. If you think you might qualify for that program, you can go in the tax assessor's office. They're real nice people down there. Actually, they're very, very helpful, very polite, very professional. I'll put their information in this post too. So if you think you qualify for that, you currently can get some relief on your property taxes. The main topic of that presentation, though, was the property tax freeze. And what that would do is it's for low-income seniors. The income threshold was $38,000 and change. And if you qualify for it, your property taxes freeze. So if you have a $500 property tax bill now, then if they double taxes, you would still have a $500 tax bill. Unless your income status changes or you die, that's how your property taxes would be frozen. One thing that concerned me in the discussion, and I'm not going to torture you with playing a bunch of video clips from that one, is that everyone was talking about lost revenue. And it really gives us an idea of the mindset of the people that are running this county right now. There is no lost revenue. Your revenue stays the same. You lock in your property taxes now, and if they do an increase in the future, you're not losing revenue. You're just not increasing somebody's taxes. So there's no lost revenue there. And what's frightening about that is that from that inference, we're going to lose revenue. The other taxpayers are going to have to make it up. Doesn't that tell us that these people that are analyzing this believe in some form or fashion that taxes are going to go up forever? So just think about that. Watch the video. I would actually skip to about 20 minutes in or so. And that's where the discussion starts. The first 20, 30 minutes is the comptroller giving his presentation. And everyone loves to watch facts and statistics about property taxes, right? No, it was really boring. So yeah, go 20, 30 minutes in. You'll get to see some of the commissioners ask questions. It really is very eye-opening to their state of mind. The other thing, one last thing on the property tax freeze. County Tax Assessor Billy Breeden was there, and he gave some examples. He had a lot of good information, but some examples of saving per person per year: $48, $62, $78, $80, $55. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, that is a week of groceries for a fixed income couple, or a Medicare copay, a prescription copay. There's a lot of things that an extra $50-100 would make a difference to somebody that makes, in the qualifying range. So moving on there's another option, actually. We can tax relief match. So if we go back to that first program, the tax relief program, people can get their taxes lowered. The state gives us the money back. We can actually match the money the state gives us, or there's a variation in there where we can go ahead and offer additional assistance. I don't know enough to know which would be better, the tax freeze or the additional assistance on the tax relief. I think that would be a great question to ask the commissioners if you choose to go to the meeting tomorrow night. Could you please do a cost benefit analysis or some kind of financial analysis between the tax freeze and the tax relief assistance, and show us, what we're worried about. We're not worried about the county getting a few extra $1,000. There was 135 people, give or take a few, that are going to qualify for the tax freeze program. You're talking very little income. When you're talking about what it's going to take to pay for a $25 million jail, the amount of money that we're talking about is a rounding error. It's a fraction of a percentage. And, see which way would be the best for the seniors that need the help. I know me personally, if there was a $20,000 impact to the county and they were going to double my property taxes, go ahead and throw an extra $2 on there so that we can make sure our low income senior citizens don't end up losing their houses because of property taxes. I'm going to go ahead and move on to, where did I put that here? I got lost in my notes. Move on to tomorrow's meeting. I have heard it rumored, but have not confirmed yet, that they are going to be voting on which jail option they are choosing tomorrow. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m., the 20th, courthouse building. You walk in the front door, go all the way to the end, turn left, get on the elevator, and go up one floor. And then when you get out of the elevator, you just make a left-hand turn, and there will be a room with a bunch of people in it. We have the opportunity. They've changed the rules for this meeting, and we have the opportunity to voice our opinion and tell them what we think and ask them questions at the beginning of the meeting. This was actually at the very end.
Robert's Rules of Order, and the state implemented the period of comment times. We have to give a comment period at the beginning or at the end.
So at the beginning of the vote meeting next Thursday, there's a comment period?
I can do that this Thursday at the beginning, but there will not be one at the end.
So you have to show up for the meeting, and honestly, show up early. If you really want to see something interesting, show up a half hour, 45 minutes early, and look at all the people talking outside, look at the commissioners talking to each other. You can be your own lobbyist. If your commissioners walking in the building, it's okay to walk up to them and shake their hand. I will warn you, be polite and professional. I say it every podcast. I think I gave a really good example on the last podcast. I don't dislike any of these people. I just disagree with their politics. They are at work. They are nice people. They are good people. And always be polite and professional. If you think about it, if you walk up to somebody and say, "I'm going to give you a piece of my mind," if somebody walks up to you and does that, you're going to back off, or you're going to put your guard up, or you're going to want to argue back or something. But if you walk up and say, "Hey, excuse me, could I please have a moment of your time?" you're going to have a lot better luck talking to them that way. So just remember, commission meeting tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Be polite, be professional. You get to voice your opinion at the beginning of the meeting. Thanks, and I'll actually be back again here soon.